How's it going? Just waiting for a few more people to join here. I might turn this music down a touch. And potentially I might have a bit of a chat with Adam today. Adam Up. He said that he'd like to catch up on a stream and have a chat about crypto, so that should be fun. I'll be right back. I'm just going to turn my TV to mute. 1 second. Hello from Berlin. Hello, Saleh. How about that Doge trade yesterday? That I think it went up as high as 5.77% in the end from that hypothetical Doge FOMO entry. We'll see what today's candle brings. So we're 6 minutes into today's candle. Tell you what, I might tweet that I've gone live and I'll just shout it out on Discord as well. So give me just a moment. Get that sorted out. Just gotta grab the stream hyperlink. The YouTube channel. At everyone. I'm live. Alright, that should work. And I might just tweet about it too, just for good measure. And then everyone's on board. Depending where they follow from. There we go. Whoop, someone's hopped in. Oh, it's consumed. All right. How you doing, guys? Just waiting on Adam. He'll be around. All right, so today we've had, well, the previous daily candle. Let's see what's happened. So let me just go to the daily chart here. And yesterday was, or what was that, 1.4% down with not a hell of a lot of activity on the top and bottom. So there wasn't too much of a high or a low. It's fairly flat through this range between 20 and 22K. Hello, little red big smile. How you doing? LUNC Lunar Classic is going crazy today. Wow. Well, I'm certainly gonna have a look at all the altcoins today, especially by request. If anyone's curious about something, I'll have a look about how it's going. But for now, I'm just gonna have a look at how Bitcoin's going. If you're on Discord, you've probably seen that I've shared a video from Crypto Love about basically him suggesting that crypto has sort of found a bit of a bottom, as indicated by previous lows of the market. So it's hit a bottom just like in previous cycles. So let me go to the weekly chart and I'll see if I can find any correlation with like the market bottoms. But we certainly had one here. I mean, if you look at the weekly RSI, there's obviously this low here, this dip that went below 30 on the RSI. Just like over here, we're well and truly below that. So I think this is probably a really good accumulation area or buying zone, depending on what you're into, whether it's Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana or any of the other altcoins. So yesterday, if you had tuned in, you might have noticed that we did like a hypothetical trade where I FOMO'd in. I didn't actually pick in a position. It was just all hypothetical. But from here, I think the trade I opened was about just in this zone here. And then it did go down initially, but it came up out of this this triangle formation here. So, and I polled the chat for the stream. I polled the chat saying, "Are we going to head up out of this pattern or down?" And the majority of you guys said up. So, well done on that one. And it went up a good 5.77% to the very top, so not bad, not a bad return. So with the retracement here, you can see it's come back down into a nice reaccumulation level for potentially another push up. So maybe we'll do another one. So this time around, if I go to the hourly chart, you can see the MACD is priming for another push up, potentially. So you can see when the MACD and signal line cross, it'll start to curl up and produce green histogram bars like this. And then, eventually that'll find a top, and so the cycle continues. But that's potentially what's going to happen with Doge here today. It's already sort of performing fairly good, fairly solid for, 12 minutes into the daily candle. So let's draw another FOMO line, hey? Just to see what happens. What price is this? So we're at 727. Let's call it 7278. 7278. Okay. Lock that in. And we'll see how that goes over the next few hours. And I might just reduce the line width on that one. So, I mean, follow this at your own risk. This could eventuate into nothing. It could collapse. So just be careful with that. But it looks like the MACD on the hourly chart is primed to at least get a little bit of action onto the upside. But yeah, a lot of this is dictated, of course, by Bitcoin. We'll have to see how Bitcoin behaves over the next 24 hours. Let's check something else here. Oh, it's Adam. How you doing, dude?
My brother.
How you been?
Oh, dude, I've been awesome, Rick. I mean, considering, we had another move cross country, and we're all now, but yeah, man, cash poor, asset rich.
Oh, that's good.
No, we bought a house, our first primary residence out here in Florida, my brother.
Wow, that's a milestone. Very cool.
Oh yeah, how about you? How's life treating you on that side of the world?
Not bad. I had a job it was something in Australia called superannuation. I had like a finance type job for a little while there, but yeah, it wasn't for me. So that particular role. So I'm looking for the next thing, but in the meantime, I've had some time to actually start doing streams again. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. Just talking about like the market bottom for crypto and just like the reaccumulation phase and comparing it to all of the previous cycles as well. So it's like, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at the markets. I mean, we've all kind of been hearing about what's going on in the market, but same, just been focusing on the properties and life and all that good stuff. So finally have a chance to sit down now and crack open the markets again, open the streams, and try and get back to it,
That's the way. Well, it's good to be like paying attention to it as it's at the bottom, or the supposed bottom. The good thing is we're not in a bull market, so that's at least we're not, FOMOing in on things. We're actually catching things where you're supposed to, I suppose. Like we're, buying things off a low rather than off a high.
Right.
As far as the macro scale is concerned. But yeah, it's interesting to see which alts have been moving. Just as Bitcoin seems to have stalled at this level at around 20k, and it's been interesting to compare which alts have actually lifted since the low. And I think one of them especially is Doge has done really well so far off that low. So because it has bled out for so long and it's come so far down, the returns get better the lower it goes. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's come off like, almost 58% off its like yearly low, like the lowest point that it's been. And I think, what was the other one? It was like Uniswap. Uniswap has done really well off the crash as well, like the bounce anyway.
Yeah.
Let me check that. I'll double check that.
Yeah, I was looking at this bear flag on Bitcoin, or the majority of them. Just on a 15-minute chart right now. The daily close, we got a little bit of a drop, huh?
On which one, sorry?
I'm looking at Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin, yeah. Yeah, there's been a bit of rejection at, just under 22,000. So it got rejected, and then now it's kind of like figuring out if it's going to have support around, 21,000. It's definitely below that now, though. I'll open up your video here. Feel free to do you want me to put it on the YouTube stream so people can see?
Throw it up there, absolutely. I just streamed in here, and I've got my cool YouTube stream up as well for the couple folks that are in there listening to us. But
no worries.
Yeah, and the guys that are in here, go take a look at Rick's channel. Subscribe to my brother.
Yeah.
Crypto Down Under.
Down Under.
Search it, find it. I'll post it in here as well.
Wait, cheers, man. I don't know how to. Oh yeah,
Under with an A, right, my brother?
Yeah, that's right. UNDA.
Gotcha.
Down Under. Oh yeah, I see you've got like an ascending channel there, which sort of had a breakdown recently.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna have the kind of the flush here, and if we got under the support where the bearish flag kind of started, we would have probably fell a little further. I threw a fib up just to kind of get an idea from this low here to this most recent high, and I figured 1618 put us right at 20,500, kind of a nice round number. But we're back in that flag, so I don't know. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, let's see. It's been a while since I've used fibs. I'll need to get back into the swing of it, have some practice.
Right.
But yeah, they are cool to see like how they've been, behaving, especially on the macro scale. I might do that now, actually, just for old time's sake. let's see, we're on the daily. So if I go all-time high, let's assume that the bottom's in. Let's say this 17,600 was our bottom.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab the top, go to the bottom. And it looks like the golden pocket is right at 50K, like between 49 and 51. So
yeah,
that's going to be, and that sort of coincides with this area here, these resistance points. This sort of like, yeah, that's heavy resistance there at 50,000. So, and then, you know, you've got a couple of other fibs along the way. 30K is the 236, which has been all that area. It sort of lines up pretty nice there. This one's, the 382 is not really showing much. Maybe on the support side here, but yeah, it's usually you're looking for the 618. That's the strongest sort of like area of resistance or support if you're falling. Let's measure as well. I'm gonna go real macro. Let's go to the weekly here. All right, so we've got the COVID low here, the dip, all the way to the very top of the market. And just gonna wind this across. Look at that. Look at that. The 786 perfectly hit on that wick.
Yeah.
How's that for fibs? If you're a fib denier,
they're not always right, but when they are,
yeah,
they're right on.
it seems to marry up really nice there. So, yeah, it did initially try to use the golden pocket. You see there as the support, but when we broke through that, the next fib level was the next level of support. I mean, if we lose that, the next one's way down, which is a full 1-to-1, like it's back down to the COVID low of $3,782, $3,700 for Bitcoin. Yeah. Wouldn't that be amazing? I don't know.
That would be insane. I would buy as much as I possibly could.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go down that far, but you never know.
Check this out. Watch. Go to, or you can see on my screen, but if you go to the weekly and you go back to 2019, you can see that low we had at 3K pretty much. And I drew an angular support line from that area, and that would put our drop, because we're already below the 200 on the weekly, but that would put our drop down here somewhere near 10 to 12K. I brought up the monthly too and looked at it. I didn't see any 200 there on the monthly, but it's so close that it seems possible now. Even if we don't go all the way down there, that previous resistance we had way back in 2018 January at 13,800, call it 14K for round number. That even seems doable.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. It's Bitcoin has never come back below a previous all-time high like it has this time around. So this is like a first for Bitcoin to actually come underneath the previous all-time high. So yeah, it's like sort of uncharted territory. I think it's just it's a combination of the way the global markets have been, like crashing recently. Not crazy crash, but enough of a retracement to almost, some people are calling it a recession already, but it's just like a massive downturn after the huge run up we had after COVID. Bit of like, correction, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Massive correction.
Yeah. So there's a couple of people that are asking for a bit of a rundown on the alts. So I'm gonna quickly look at, let me just see, someone mentioned Luna Classic, LUNC, that was running. One second. LUNC. Yeah. that has been running lately. Will it continue though? That's the thing.
That's the magic question.
Yeah. So Luna, like original Luna, even had a bit of a spike as well. But yeah, don't know if the party's over or not on that one. Sand. Someone mentioned sand. I'll have a look at that. And then Shiba. Good old Shiba.
Good old Shiba.
Sand. Oh yeah, sand has been doing alright off the bottom. It's actually done really well. 83% from the perfect bottom to the highest point since. It's a pretty good bounce. If Bitcoin doesn't even really have to go up too far to let the alts have a bit of action at this, as long as Bitcoin stays kind of flat and stable where it currently is, that'll give, the traders enough sort of courage to jump in on the alts and do some trading on the alts. So yeah, sand is looking pretty nice. Let me go back to like 4 hour here. So even this MACD has started to show signs that it might be turning back up around again because of this these histogram bars here. It's printed a light red histogram bar, which means potential swing up again. But yeah, you'd have to, if you were entering that for a trade, you'd have to set a pretty reasonable stop loss just so you don't get stuck in case the worst was to happen. Yeah, that's sand. Sand has got a lot of room to move back up to its previous all-time high as well. It's like 600% or something. 630, 625. Yeah, sand. I think sand is probably one of those alts that is gonna make an appearance in the next bull market for sure. Let's see what else is kicking. Mana. That's that other NFT type altcoin. That's gone, yeah, 44% up from the bottom. Not too bad. There was an extreme low down here. So it may have already had its bounce. 118%. The mana bounce from back in mid-May. There was a pretty violent bounce on mana. But then that has bled back down almost to that same low again. But hey, it's a higher low. Like these areas here, like it's the floor's slowly increasing. So yeah, mana might not be bad either. Matic, I think, has done well as well recently.
Right.
Yeah. Let me check. If you go on the 4 hour chart, yeah, 100% bounce basically. Pretty good. I think Matic, you'll see that most likely in the next bull cycle as well. Pretty much all of the big cryptos that performed well in the last cycle, yeah, the ones that performed well in the last cycle should do pretty well in the next, bull cycle, which may not be for a little while. I think with Bitcoin, my feeling is that we're gonna go sideways and chop sideways for some time, kind of like what happened back here. And here as well. And all this area here as well. Excluding that crazy dip that we had after because of COVID. But yeah, this accumulation type behavior, I think, is on the cards again. So
I agree.
I don't know how long that's going to go for though. Like it could be another 12 months, or it could be things could get going maybe early next year. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think seeing lower prices, like from our current low of 17,600, is certainly like possible. Like that's on the cards because the global, like the way the economy is at the moment, is it's not showing any kind of signs of pure strength yet. I'm just going to open up the SPY and like say the Dow Jones, that kind of thing.
I think that might have an impact.
Okay, yep. So that might, yeah, for sure. Usually they do. Elections have impacts, change of government. Yeah, it seems to, well, it's printing lower lows and lower highs, so it's certainly on a downtrend. Even though the last few hours have been a bit of a bounce. Probably
have you checked the total market cap too?
For crypto total? Let's have a look. Yeah, so that's sort of, it hit its head just below $1 trillion. I think a couple of days ago it went up as high as 966 billion. So yeah, that's the resistance that's fighting with at the moment. But
yeah, I've been looking at that same angular support on that as Bitcoin and some of those other ones. Like we might see that market cap drop a little lower.
Yep.
And then have that full recovery around the board.
Yeah. Have you noticed also the total crypto market cap of the all-time high back in 2018 is now the total crypto market cap support of the present day. So it's like past resistance, future support. So yeah, not too bad. Oh, D-Block, comment in the chat. Rick, good to hear your voice, brother. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for dropping by and leaving a comment. Appreciate that. I miss all the OGs, all the people from last year. Yeah.
Doge Catcher says, "Hey Adam, good to see you around. Good to see you as well. Happy to see everybody in here. At least that we have back again, like you said, the OGs."
Yeah, that's it.
I miss talking to you, Rick, especially. You and I would have some good, long, interesting conversations and technical analysis, being that we're similar. In fact, we're not really big on the fundamentals.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Missed you too.
We know how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool that we're paying attention at this time, because this is what I was sort of warning, that a lot of people would not be looking at the moment, like when the market goes right down and hits the floor.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people will turn their backs on crypto and miss the best opportunities, just like I did back here. Like this is when I first got involved, right where that X is. So I was the noob that bought high and then panic sold during the crash. And this is before I knew what I was doing. Turned my back on crypto because I had a foul taste in my mouth. So missed all of these awesome opportunities to buy. There was a bull run. I actually came in late again, probably like halfway up. Made a bit of profit. Learnt from my mistake that I actually took profits here, and then there was just all this chop. I got busy, got a job, I didn't do much trading through here, but I was always keeping an eye on it. Didn't take the opportunity of the COVID dip. That would have been amazing. And then, I just every other month was checking, oh yeah, Bitcoin is actually doing all right. Oh, look, it's coming up to its previous all-time high. And then as soon as it broke it, I was like, damn, I'm on board. So like I caught all of this part of the market here. And of course, all of that too, the second bounce that we got, which was so awesome. But yeah, I learned a lot through this whole area. I learned so much because I did a lot of research and learning strategies and all about market cycles, that kind of thing. So I'm glad that it's third time lucky. I missed out here and I kind of missed out here, but this time I'm in. I'm in at the bottom. So back when like the streams on my channel were getting 300 plus viewers, I was trying to say, pay attention guys to when the market comes back down to the bottom. That's where the money's made. When you buy at the lows, just like what we're seeing now, this is where you make the money. you buy here and then just be patient, and then eventually, we'll catch the next cycle up.
That's right.
And I think it's just a matter of time. The only thing that's going to kill that idea is if crypto gets cancelled worldwide, and I don't think that's going to happen. Never say never, but yeah, I don't think so. I think there's too much potential for it, and like the governments can actually get in on it and benefit from crypto as well. But I think what they're just trying to do is regulate the crime around it, and like institutions or like certain exchanges ripping people off and manipulating the market and just basically crushing the little guy. Because there's a lot of little guys involved in crypto. I'm one of them too. Like, I'm not a big guy by any means. I'm a little guy. So yeah,
same here.
They're just trying to like protect people from getting ruined, basically, by the big guys in town. So I guess the best way to stop that is stay away from leverage if you're not comfortable, if you're not confident, and you've never tried it before. Like, maybe just stick with spot trading, and that way, at least if you do go under, you can just hold it, and then dollar cost average for the next swing. But the good thing is that this is the time in the market where, if you do buy now and it falls further, at least you're not going to be losing, 70, 60 or 70, even up to 80% of your entry if you had bought in the top of a bull market. You're at the, we could be at the bottom of a bear market here, but the thing with bear markets is it's like a winter. It's like a long crypto winter where it takes time to reaccumulate, just like through here and just like through here. Like, it just takes time to build that interest back up, or that accumulation back up, and it's all for a reason. The market manipulators hold it underwater for so long, just to drain out all of the dumb money, get all of the money, all of the people that are trying to get rich quick. Like, they're just bleeding it right out for accumulation, and then there's a point where they open the gates back up. They open the floodgates up, and then you get these huge runs. And the cool thing about Bitcoin is that it's got this thing called the halving. Have you checked that before,
Absolutely.
Adam? Yeah, so the halving event is set for 2024, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've got that on the cards as well. So that provides
combine
us
that with some bull sentiment,
Yeah, oh yeah. Like, so if I go logarithmic here, and if I maybe go back to like the weekly. Yeah, after every halving event, it basically, a bull market follows it. You can see. I mean, it may be delayed by 6 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever, sometimes, but for the most part, you just get a nice appreciation in the market after these halvings. So the halving date for the future is March the 2nd, 2024 is where I found it, somewhere on Google. Yeah. You can see it's kind of like even iterations, like it's every 4 years.
I see between February and June 2024 as most likely.
Yeah. Just got a new subscriber, Corrosive. Thank you.
Hey,
welcome aboard. Remember to smash the like button if you haven't already. And you're streaming right now too, Adam, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so check out Adam's channel as well. I'm pretty sure I've got a link to it in my stream, like permanently. There's always a link to your stream or to your channel. So yeah, go check that out and support Adam. I've also got Daryl's channel, Static's channel, and B's channel, all linked in the description of my stream there. All right.
Thanks.
If you want to, no worries. If you want to join the Discord as well, and you haven't got a link, I'll send that out to the chat as well. 1 second. Copy that, and I used to have this thing where I could like type !Discord and it would come up. But it's
Bitcoin's
not working.
starting to fall out of that bear flag again.
Oh, is it? All right, let's have.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my
I've got a
hourly
short
chart
open.
on. Nice.
I've got it right here. It's up 32% right now, looking nice. I've been holding this position for a few hours today, just waiting on this bear flag to finally.
Sweet. Oh, that's good, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Someone asked, "Are we finally going down?" I hope so.
It would be nice. Yeah, it'd be really nice. Because then we can accumulate more, huh? But yeah, I've got that $20,000 mark drawn up. So we've got that white line there. We've got our lowest point for the year, which was that Fibonacci level. Seemed to like line up quite nicely from the macro scale. And yeah, we're just seeing, it'd be very interesting to see if Bitcoin comes back down near 20K, are we going to get another dip? Are we going to get a nice opportunity to load up? I know I'd love that. Right. I would love it. Because I'm going to do a bit of both.
First I'm looking at this level at 20,675 area where that bear flag started, like I was saying, which we're literally coming up on right now. And then that 1618 at 20,500, pretty much even.
I'm just going to bring you across again. Those are my 2 levels
next to it. Yeah.
So
just extend it a little bit so it's not as messy, but yeah, just looking at this 1618 down here from this low and this high without wicks, right? Just looking at opens and closes.
Yep. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't see why not. And your what was that indicator that you used? Is it the parabolics?
Yep.
Yeah. So that they're still working all right.
Yeah. No, I love using the parabolics just to kind of see that when that change may happen, right? We can use our bear flags and our fib levels and our moving averages. And those SARs, I feel like for me, because they stand for stop and reverse. So it's kind of that, we're going up, even though we're in a downtrend. If we're going up on these short term, when we might hit that resistance, whether it's psychological or technical, like we've got drawn on the chart or what have you. Kind of, it just helps me out. But there's also a trading strategy that I didn't coin at all, but I just recommend it to somebody. It's the Heikin-Ashi candles paired with the 200 moving average and the parabolic SARs. And there's just a very clear cut set of rules, 3 rules you stick to. And cool. It's a pretty decent scalping strategy. You can YouTube it and check it out. But yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I love looking at different strategies like things, because there's actually a channel that compares all these different indicators and strategies, and they sort of do it over 100 trades, and they sort of figure out its success rate. So some of them are, more successful than others, but yeah, no, it's cool. I can certainly see that bear flag you have drawn in, and it's playing out beautifully. It kind of looked like it tried to re-enter the flag in the last hour, the previous hour. It was attempting to, but it got rejected by something.
I think honestly what was going on here is if I change this lower level of support on this flag, kind of where the closes are on these instead of following the tops, it might have tried to, here I can put the brush out, break below it and then kind of retest that previous support and act as resistance to finish the move back down. But it definitely got a little higher than I would expect it to. But
yeah, it's certainly moving down, isn't it? It's like on this this short time frame. So you're on Bitcoin Tether, 15-minute, same as me.
She's coming down for us.
Oh
I
yeah,
just like to kind of scrunch it up a little bit. He helps me view the candles.
And you have the
Especially with the
you have the
off.
wicks off. Yeah, you got the wicks off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of seeing it how you
Cut 'em
see
back
it.
now.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
The wicks sometimes just make it a little blurrier for me. And I
Yeah.
like to really see the opens and the closes because those tend to give me a better. Remember, it tells a better story, or to me, it tells a different story.
Yeah, well, it seems to be, it gives you a better picture of the, like the majority of price, I guess.
Right.
A more of an average of where it should be, because wicks can be just one person causing that, and then it comes back to
And
the
wicks can be
average. Yeah,
so quick, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
when an open and a close happens, it is one candle to the next and quick, but it's
yeah,
there, it's locked and saved forever. You know what I mean? A wick is
yeah,
like it
yeah,
touched it for one split second, like you said, one
yeah,
order may have flicked it there, but
yeah. It's they're basically like anomalies, really. Like it's it's like you've got the majority of price is where you got the actual, yeah, the idea of where things lied or laid at that point. I guess that's the beauty of Heikinashi, is because it smooths out a lot of that noise, and it gives you a more, like, a smoother journey of like where price actually is, and where the general sort of the average price is, like where it's headed and where it's at. Yeah.
You ever tried Heikinashi with no wicks?
No. It looks pretty
That's a
cool.
good looking chart for you.
Yeah, yeah. Nice and just obvious.
Exactly.
Though the
Obvious
last
uptrends and downtrends.
this whole area has been quite choppy, hasn't it? Like, it's just sort of ranging. There's no real clean trend
Yeah, look
just
at the
yet.
hourly. Just a
Yeah.
bunch of ranging.
Yeah, it's just ranging sideways. But you know what I was gonna do? That's right. I was gonna turn on. I'm gonna close MACD and turn on Fu Manchu Cipher B. Old Faithful. I'm gonna go back out to the weekly. Yeah, look at this. Look at the Fu Manchu momentum wave is so deep. Like, yeah. I reckon we're gonna get a buy signal soon on the weekly for the cipher indicator. And when it comes in, it's going to be like, this thing usually gets it pretty right. Like, you can see in the past, every time it's signaled to buy, it corresponds with some pretty damn good entries. Like, and just remember that drop there was like a bit of a black swan event. No one saw that coming. That wasn't a technical drop. That was like a manipulated drop. So it defied technicals, that drop. And same with the COVID dip. That was not a technical setup. That was a real world event, a black swan event happening outside of technical analysis that you can't forecast. So, but with all that aside, yeah, these entries, these signals for entries, they produce nice positions on the high time frame, this macro time frame. So I think, just by looking at the history of the indication of where to buy, I reckon we're going to get a buy signal soon enough, because it's just the way these momentum waves have come down. And this wave has been a nice dip. Like, that's a huge sell-off from the high. Like, you'd be crazy not to accumulate, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it both ways this time around. I'm gonna have my big, like, cold, don't touch it kind of investment bag that I put into it. I don't take out, and then I'm gonna have my trading, bag, like the money that I actually play with every day. You know what I mean?
The unsafe bag.
Yeah, that's it. My trading amount, and then my accumulation, my investing bag. So yeah, trade, have a bit of fun with both worlds, investing and trading. And if you find that you're better at one than the other, then maybe back yourself with that, instead of, like, if you're a horrible trader, then look at investing.
But you're good at hanging on.
Yeah, that's it if you're patient. Yeah, that's right. I just treat it like a big savings account, really. Crypto. That's a good way to look at it. Instead of if you're saving for anything and you're putting it in a bank account, the interest on that's not going to be very impressive over say 5 or 10 years. But if you put it into crypto, there's some exciting potential there. All right, that's food for thought. But it's all speculative. Investing in anything is speculative. Like buying a house is speculative if you're, if your intention is to sell it down the track for profit. But
now you tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. Filling your car up with petrol is speculative. Like, if you think the prices are cheap this week, you don't know 2 weeks down the line, if you just held out for a little bit, or a few days even, the fuel might have gone down further. So yeah, everything we do is based off speculation and analysis. Like, we analyze a situation, see if it's a good idea to do that. Yeah. We are decision-making animals, and we think about things usually before we do them.
Weird ones at that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, crypto is pretty fun though. Like, it's good practice, especially if you're thinking of sort of getting in on the stock market or any other market for that matter.
Absolutely. This technical analysis, transpires over to all the other markets that you look at, which is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So what was I going to look at? Shiba, that's right. Shiba.
Oh, Shiba.
I knew. All right.
I told you guys, Shiba.
Yeah. Yes, I love... What was his name again?
I don't know.
Prolific, so gifted. Yeah. Shiba. Yes. I told you guys. Buy Sheeb. It went up 1,100%. But he was... he was accumulating through this whole zone. My streams might be bugging out a bit here. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes my OBS, my streaming software, slows down. Anyway, Shiba. Yeah, look, it's gone back into that same range as it was in before. That huge impulsive move up. That was incredible. Like, for such a short period of time, wow.
It got moving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, even from here up to the top, that's like 200% move. That's on leverage. That is some nice, nice action.
Yeah.
I can't wait to ape in on things on leverage. It's not the best thing to do. Like, it's not advised, but I'll be careful. Like, I'll just use amounts that I'm prepared to lose. But I can't wait for the bull market, and I'm sure.
Same.
I'm sure we're all waiting. We can't wait for it. But yeah, it'll be fun. I want to own an entire. I want to own an entire Bitcoin. That's the goal. At least one, if not more.
Well, when it gets down to 3K, it's going to be too hard.
Exactly. Because I think, like, given enough halvings, every 4 years, it's kind of like the Olympics. Every 4 years with a halving, it's just gonna, set it up for, I don't see why Bitcoin can't be $1 million, eventually at some point. It'll happen one day. Whether it's 10 years away from now or 5, like, who knows? Who knows how long it'll take? But yeah, it just depends who's going to come in and play on the next bull cycle.
My big thing is when it's adopted globally and countries have to buy it because that's what their government is going to now use, because it'll be, let's say, the new global currency. Instead of buying oil and other commodities that need to be purchased with the United States dollar because it's the global currency for buying those things, it now has to be purchased through Bitcoin.
That'd be
the United
sweet.
States no longer has the leverage through like, oh, we can print as much of our own currency as we want and then buy oil with it, the most fucking important commodity there is.
Yeah, man.
Now
decentralize
it's just,
the planet.
it's fair, right? Yeah,
it is.
makes
it's fair.
the playing field it's just fair.
And it's not communism. It's just actual equality. Like, there's a difference, because I think
inflationary. You know, you can't make more of it. It just keeps being halved until at a certain point there can't be any more halvings, and it's worth a lot.
That's it. I think there's 21 million Bitcoin will ever be minted into existence. 6 million of them have already gone missing, so they're unrecoverable. So that makes it even more scarce and more valuable. So the more that people lose their, wallet, their
keys and shit.
Their keys, that's it. Yeah, the wallet, the key. Damn.
Imagine 6 million Bitcoin just floating around.
Yeah. Oh.
And then all of the government confiscated Bitcoin that was auctioned off for cheap pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, that's it. It would be really fascinating to know what governments actually have reserves of crypto. I'm sure, I'm pretty sure Australia has a pretty positive view on crypto as a whole. The Australian government actually invested into some crypto projects. Like, they helped fund some Australian crypto stuff. So
that's cool. I haven't heard anything like that, but that's dope.
And isn't Venezuela, pretty sure, is a crypto country? Like, they actually gave Bitcoin to their population. Oh, look,
the greatest.
The FOMO win on Doge, the hypothetical trade that I put in just before, is not looking so great at the moment. It's actually down. Let's see, we're down 1.5% so far. But yeah, Doge is an interesting one. Yeah. Yesterday was good.
Really liking. What was yesterday?
5.77%.
Nice.
Off,
I was saying I've been really liking Bitcoin futures trading over Doge. Seems like the liquidation's always a lot further away.
Oh, right. With Bitcoin. Yeah. Let's check the daily as well. I mean, look at the strong buy signal that came in on the daily. Look at that. And that came in actually before that dramatic dip. And then we got that dip, and then there was a decent recovery off that. It went up like 21%. So I definitely think it's worth having this on your TradingView, this cipher indicator. Even if you're just paying attention to the dots, like, that's all you have to worry about. The signaling. If you go to the 4-hour, even look at that golden buy signal right there. See the gold dot on the bottom?
Yeah.
That there produced a buy on this candle here. And the result was a really nice uptick. So I'm just hanging out for and look at where the sell was. The sell was here. Right there.
Right. Down at 18.5.
Right. Yeah, nice spot to sell. Like, it didn't tell you to sell early. There was a small sell here. See how the dot is a little smaller on this side, but it's bigger on this side. Yeah, the left dot is like sell partial amount, and then basically the big red dot's like sell the lot. But yeah, it's a pretty decent indicator. I think you can even use it for scalping, like on the short time frames. If I go down to let's see, the 5-minute. So we had a fat green buy signal over here, and it's still kind of working itself out. But then again, this area has been so choppy. I think this indicator really shines on the higher time frames, like say 15 minutes plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean you can't use it on the low end, like the micro scalping, because
you still have produces... Jolt indicator?
He's the most recent version of it, or?
Oh no, I was just that was one name that I remember on an indicator.
Yeah. Oh yeah. His indicator is actually available in my channel. He put it up in the developers page, something.
Awesome.
Where is it? Developers. Yeah. So every new if you go into my Discord channel, up near the top, under the learn category, there'll be a developers page, and in there he posts his indicators. And then the most recent post by Jolt he put there was an explanation of how to use it by B. So there you go.
Yeah, I remember that. I had it popped up earlier. I remember seeing it because I had it saved in my indicators on TradingView. So I had popped out. I don't know if it's the most recent or not, but I popped it up and gave the buy and sell signals a look, and they're still looking good, honestly.
Sweet.
Just those moving average crosses and whatnot.
Yeah.
Stochastics.
This one is a multi-time frame Bollinger Band indicator. So I'm going to see if it's like searchable in the indicators library. If I go to like technicals. Yep, there it is. Jolt MTF super duper stochastic. That's one of them. There's a bit of an uptick on Bitcoin at the moment as well. Have you checked your trade?
Yeah, I just looked at it. We're at like 19%.
Nice.
We got a pretty good entry. I don't know. I'm still... This thing might range, like you said, and just keep trading sideways, but I might just keep piecing away at that entry on the pops, or obviously if it blows the top off this flag and starts breaking through resistance levels, then there's not too much you can do but just jump ship. But
yeah,
I have that feeling that this flag is going to play out just by the way we've been stair-stepping the last few months. If this isn't the absolute bottom at 20K, and we still could come down to 15 or 12 or 10, like we were saying. If those are on the table, then I I think this bear flag will eventually play out. It might not happen today or tomorrow, but it's a very small position. It's like $50 or something, $75.
Oh, that's good. CoinX. I use Bybit.
Yeah, I just started using this one yesterday, or today actually is my first day using it.
Cool.
It's not bad.
Lets you trade on leverage. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Good.
So I isolated Mars. They have up to 100x on Bitcoin and other ones.
Okay.
I did have 50, but
that's sweet.
It's a nice little platform. I've never used it. Always open to new stuff that people recommend,
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's worth trying. So we've got the current daily candle for Bitcoin. So far, it's a bit of a doji, nothing too crazy. So yeah, things could get pretty flat and boring over the next few weeks, I think. Unless something happens to catapult us out of this range, I think we're in for something similar to this right here. You know, it's like a copy paste,
right,
of that when we were dancing around 30,000 for so long. I mean, we've kind of spent half of that time already at 20, but you know, I reckon that maybe it'll go for longer. That's my sort of gut feeling, but yeah, time will tell.
Absolutely.
And then until then, all we can really do is watch the charts and accumulate where we want. Yeah, see what alts are pumping at the time, and what's off to a good start so far. Carver, what are you looking at?
Oh no, I was just saying, looking at this 4-hour chart, each one of these kind of bearish continuation patterns we've had our drop here and our consolidation, then we've had our drop here and our consolidation, then our drop here, and now I figure this is going to be that consolidation for, you know, either we make a bottom and we double bottom out, right, at 18 to 20K like you were saying, and then that's like our true bottom, or we make one more leg down for our, you know, final, which would be kind of the fourth decent drop. But this last one was pretty significant.
It was. Yeah, it's like record breaking, actually. I think Bitcoin's never come back below its macro previous all-time high before the way it has this time around. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's on the cards. Maybe we like go down to the low teens, like, you know, 12,000 or 13 or something. I think some people were saying 14,500 ish.
It's all a good guess.
Yeah. That's something I haven't done in a while, is looked at the TradingView ideas page for Bitcoin, you know? So people have some interesting ideas that come up. I'm gonna open up a page for that. Here we go. Bitcoin against Tether ideas, and you can arrange it by what's the most popular idea at the moment. So this one was posted yesterday, and it already has 184 likes, this idea. So this person sees 25K on the cards for Bitcoin.
I like that warped support line we got going on there.
Yeah.
That curved,
it's a bit curved, isn't it? But
no, I get it though. Yep.
Yeah, it might result in something.
But what I see there though isn't that kind of the bullish pennant, or because it's coming off of that big downtrend, so that should break to the downside. He's got it blowing the top off, and
that's it.
Pattern failing, but
yes,
I don't know. I'm seeing that thing break down there.
Me too. Like technically, it looks more of like it should break down than up, but yeah, I guess we'll see if he's right.
Time will tell. Yeah,
time will tell. He's only on the 2-hour chart too, so far he's wrong. Because if you hit play, it's actually come down after that, but that's all right. It's worth a shot. I want to see if there's any other ideas that are being posted here. This person's just saying short. Be good to see some more macro views of where this person's got arrows pointing in either direction, covering both up and down. Oh, interesting. This is like one of those patterns. At the Adam and Eve. Yes, okay. Yeah. I see this. This is potentially on the cards here. So this is... Let's see if it's... yeah, I mean, it's still under the Eve here. We've completed the Adam. We're just waiting for that Eve to finalize. But yeah, see if it eventuates into this to that pattern there, that setup. So obviously the support line that we're playing against at the moment is $20,000. And I mean play against because at the moment I am a bear.
We should all be bear.
Because mainly for the reason I want to accumulate more and I want to buy it cheaper. I don't want to pay for it up here. I want to see like Bitcoin go into the teens. I want to see like $16,000 Bitcoin. That'd be so cool. Or cheaper. But yeah, I guess you just got to take what you can get. But yeah, that'd be so good.
People get it too. There's really no like clear-cut evidence that's like, well, we're good here, and there's no more. We'll never see that. You know, that's what people said about Doge hitting 10 cents and 15 cents every. We're that's here. We're there. We're past it.
I feel like if Bitcoin is to go up anytime soon to like 25 plus, it'll be pure manipulation. Like someone's gone there and just like blown it out like for some reason or other. But I think if things get like left as natural as possible, yeah, I think there's more downside on the cards. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This has been a nice relief for the last couple of weeks. We've seen this since the 17K bottom. What has it been? 9 days? 10 days? Yeah, 10 days.
Yep, that was the 18th.
Yeah. Yeah, 18th for me. Well, it might have been the 17th for you in the US.
Yeah, it was pretty much 18th at the end of the night.
Yeah. So, yeah, Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve on crypto.
I see it. It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
That first one's super sharp. The old Adam.
Yep.
And now we're even.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Bitcoin just drops severely right now for me, maybe wicks down to $3,000, I'll go ahead and close my position and we can all be...
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We'll all be happy.
Hell yeah.
Imagine how many orders, just random orders that people have down there.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put in a buy-in order at $3,000. This will never happen, but well, imagine all of them start getting filled.
If I open up Binance, I mean, you can view the Bitcoin market. I mean, this is the biggest market for Bitcoin, which is usually Binance. But you can look at the order book here. And if I just take it to like hundreds, like every 100 iteration, this order book will fill up as it gathers the data, but I'll just wait for that to still fill up. You can see where the walls exist, basically.
Right.
So there's a pretty hefty wall at $20,600. Yeah. $5.3 million, which is 259 Bitcoin. There's a nice support at 17.5. But that's the thing, these walls, I mean, like, they can get taken down at the drop of a hat. These are just all, these can get
for the show.
Yeah, these can get shifted. They can get ripped down or put up. But at a moment's notice. So yeah, you never put too much faith in the order book, but it's not bad to give you an idea of where the demand sits. Like there's a lot of people wanting it to go back down to 17,500.
More data, the better,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the more tools you got under your belt, the better. But yeah, that's the order book so far. If we go to the buy side, see if it fills up more. You can spread it out a bit. If you just change it down to like the 50s or the 10s, get a bit
you ever
more
in the middle of a
resolution.
position, you go over to the, like for instance right here, I'm in a short position. Go over to your brokerage and hover your mouse over the buy, but like you're gonna go long.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've done
try and trick it.
that. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like someone's watching like what you're doing and they're like, playing against you, but
just us, right?
yeah, but I don't know.
Sometimes I just feel like the platform, whatever broker you're using, can kind of, I see you're gonna go long here. Like, go ahead and click that button so we could drop it down a couple candles, a couple ticks here.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure the people that manipulate the market, the whales, are the owners of these exchanges because their job is to accumulate trading fees and liquidate people and drive the price to benefit them, and they're the ones that hold the keys. They've got all the crypto at their disposal. They're the liquidity. So we just play around in between that, but they I think they're the ones that dictate the at least the short-term action, like the people. They're playing against the people that are leverage trading basically. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you got to be careful with margin trading on leverage. So got to know what you're doing, and don't go too high. Don't go like 100x. Just keep it reasonable.
Yep, you got to understand margin maintenance requirements. I think that's where a lot of people who trade with leverage just fail to learn that part. Like, how much money do I need to keep in my account, and how big of a position size can I bite off and still have some wiggle room for the trade to pan out? It can range a little bit, and I'm not just going to get liquidated immediately, after it moves very small in the other way. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Dan Cush, good morning to you too, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dan Cush. So yeah,
what time is it over there, brother?
11:18 a.m. So it's almost lunch. Getting there.
Got it.
What time is it where you are?
9:18 p.m.
9:18. Okay.
The day before.
Yeah, this is like prime time for you guys in the US. This is like everyone's had their dinner. They're sort of just hanging out, before they're tired enough to go to bed. So they're just chilling, watching TV, whatever. Yeah, this is probably the best time to stream for me. Because I think the majority of my audience is from the US. I think the majority of people that are involved in crypto are United States. Like, yeah, it's pretty popular in the US. But
that's why I was stoked to see you on recently. I'm like, man, I get the notification obviously on my YouTube, but I hadn't seen anybody really recently streaming.
All of the start of this year, like I haven't really been around that much at all. Like here and there, I'll comment on a couple of things and drop into the Discord and say hello, and they're like, "Oh my god, like it's Rick." But yeah, I've been a bit more in touch recently, especially with the streams. Yeah, it's good to touch base and let everyone know I'm still alive and
exactly
share ideas with people.
Yeah, I get a lot of I'll bring you up here and there, and a lot of people saying that same thing. Like, man, I miss hearing you guys And there's just,
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to try and toot my own horn, but there are specific people, like you and I and others, who would contribute more than others. And
Right.
it was good to get going back and forth. And you know what I mean? I feel like it was good for us, but it was also good for a lot of other people too, because there was information, tons of shit that I learned, from you and other people. And
Yeah,
I'm sure there was tons of shit that we've taught others as well.
Yeah, you just share ideas. Like I've learnt from you and Jolt and countless other people about
Countless, yeah, man.
and you just hear about their experiences, and if they've made a mistake, like they share that, and then you can learn off that. So it's pretty cool. It's good stuff. So it'll be full swing in the next bull market, like when the people start paying attention again to crypto. Like, yeah, we'll be here ready to teach the new generation.
That's right. The new generation of Discord members.
Yeah. And they'll see that I have streams that go back to June 2022, and they'll be like, "Oh, you were telling people to accumulate around here. I see.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I wish I bought Bitcoin at 20K. I wish I bought whatever at wherever it is right now. Yeah,
we'll all be here to sell to the new generation.
Exactly. They'll want to buy it, so we'll supply them with the what they want.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's supply and demand, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this system, like this whole crypto market, has made people so much money that it'd be silly for them not to do it again. That's what I think. Like, the only thing that could stop this is the total ban of all exchanges globally, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think it would have happened already if it was. You know what I mean? Like, Binance would have been dismantled long ago if they didn't like it. If the the people that hold the power to ban, or it hasn't been banned. It's gone through like certain regulation type stuff, and fines have been paid, whatnot, but they'll never completely snuff it out. I think it's always going to be around. So as long as that doesn't happen, as long as there's no global banning of these exchanges, then we're good to go.
I agree.
And a lot of them are in cooperation with governments, like especially Coinbase. They want to get good with the regulators so that they can exist, because that's the only sort of entity that is between them and failure.
That's their hurdle.
Like the SEC or the government. Yeah, like, because if they want to regulate, if they want to snuff them out, they can. But I think they've made it mutually beneficial. They've got it in a way where, hey, like,
right,
this is a space that's generating capital, and people are, so long as we're not screwing people out of their money, like, yeah, people can benefit in crypto and support not so much about just making money for yourself, but support the whole cause of crypto as well. Like, if you see a project that you like,
instead of the global banning, I feel like the global adoption of a specific platform or exchange that works well for everybody is the play, and not like you said, the opposite, the global ban. And that would be the only way that we'd really see a huge end to all of it. But
yeah, exactly. Jerryon Williams says Binance is making Bitcoin trading with 0 fees. Well, that's amazing. That'd be really cool. Jessica M says, holy hell, long time, Rick. Good to hear your voice. Thank you, Jessica. Good to see you in the chat.
Yeah, good to talk to everybody, to be honest, man.
Yeah,
it's been too long.
Everyone needs to come out of the woodwork and stop on by and have a chat. They sure as hell will be back in the next bull run, tell you what. But I'm sure, I think a lot of people, there would be a lot of people that, a lot of that group that are paying attention. It's just they're not really they don't have the time, or they're just not interested in engaging with the Discord community, or like, you know, whatever. But yeah, like
people have lives. I get it.
yeah, that's it. Like, there's not much to do in a bear market. It's the truth of it. I mean, they could still very much be accumulating and buying at this stage, but yeah, there's not a hell of a lot to learn from things going sideways. It's kind of the same thing every day, which is why I've sort of spaced out my streams a little. Like, it's every other day instead of every, like, 24/7. But yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's happening, mate?
What's good? Been two of my favorite OGs.
Yes, it's Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon Jinn. Oh, I recently saw the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. It's pretty cool. If you're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. Everyone keeps telling me to watch it, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's cool. If you're into Darth Vader, yeah, it's worth a watch.
I haven't even heard of it, to be honest.
Really? Okay, yeah. Well,
I'm out of the loop.
Have you heard of the Mandalorian? Like the Boba Fett, Jango Fett?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the Mandalorian TV series on Disney Plus was pretty cool. That did well. Grew a pretty big fan base. And then they had the Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, which, yeah, it was alright. I didn't mind it. But yeah, the recent one, Obi-Wan Kenobi, is more sort of like tied in with the big storyline of Star Wars. But yeah, they're churning out all of those series a lot more frequently now. Disney Plus.
Yeah,
they're making decent money off the franchise.
More power to them.
Yeah, they're pumping them out, dude. They're getting banked.
Yeah, I prefer that. I mean, I don't mind the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like there's so many of those movies, those you know, like Iron Man and Avengers and whatnot. I'm actually pretty keen to see Thor: Love and Thunder. That's gonna be cool. But yeah, it's the Disney Channel.
I know none of them.
Ooh, Dan Kush with a $20 super chat. And weird if I heard when you speak, Rick. Joking. Rick, can I get your TA on BTC Weekly? Yeah, you're not weird at all, man. You're not weird at all.
Yeah.
I'm weird if I hard when you speak.
I think it was supposed to be if I'm.
That's funny. All right. Yes, weekly TA on Bitcoin. Let's do that. So weekly.
Weekly TA. Yes, I got you.
Weekly TA. I've got you on that.
Bitcoin's dropping. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, bring it on. I want to see cheaper prices. But thank you so much, Dan. That's a beautiful super chat you sent there. And YouTube didn't let me send it the other way. All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So from a weekly perspective, if I turn logarithmic on as well to get a bit more of a view of what's happening, if you can see in the past where the best sort of zones are to buy on a weekly scale, especially with, you know, not only RSI but also the cipher indicator, it sort of displays where the floor is. Like, you know, when we get RSI movement below 30 on the weekly, then you get these buy signals on the cipher indicator. Like here, I was showing this before, but yeah, it produces some pretty nice results on the back end of that, and the tail end of you know, these dips. And we're getting that again. That's the point. So we're getting a lot of action below 30, and we're getting this momentum wave, you know, dipping really low. And it's basically very reminiscent of this dip back here. And this one, it's come very low. So I don't see why that would be a bad idea to be accumulating here. I have not heard anyone say that it's a bad time to buy. So that's the kind of vibe of the moment. Even though the market is extreme fear, that fear greed index, it's the perfect time to buy. Django says, "Where did Pisket touch you?" I remember that guy's username in YouTube. He said, "Show me where Pisket touched you in VR chat," or something like that. It was really funny. I think that it may have been what's his name?
Has anybody heard from that guy, Biscuit?
I haven't. No, I checked his channel. He did upload some videos, but they're in his home tongue. They're in Libyan, whatever language that is. Yeah.
Arabic or something.
Yeah. So, I haven't heard from him in a while, but I see Tame's still got his streams going, and I'm sure his Discord's still happening as well. We've got B, of course. B's got his group. A lot of the OGs hang out in B's Discord, so it's cool to drop in there every now and then. I know Static every now and then I see he posts to his Instagram, so check out his Instagram. I think it's The Real Static or something like that. Let me check.
TrueStatic.25.
That's the one. True Static.
It's just certain names, we remember like, I wonder what these folks are up to. Like, I know a lot of the stuff kind of went sour, but I'm curious here and there. What are these guys up to? Hope all is well, obviously.
Yeah. And then we've got
the good old days.
Then we got the best person in the entire community, and that is Crypto Unk with the music that he puts out.
Dude, but he took his channel down, and he friggin' I can't find his channel anymore. I can't find any of the videos that
really
he put up.
Crypto Unk.
Yeah.
I'll link it to you right now. I'll link it in the chat, in the YouTube chat, if anyone wants to check out his songs. I'm going to actually play his most recent song because it's really funny. Find it. Crypto Unk. I Digress is the name of the song. There's a graybeard, right?
Graybeard.
Mr. Graybeard.
Recently.
Yeah, he's been in lately.
Is this a reunion tonight?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's up, Adam?
How's it going, Versace?
Long time no see.
Yeah, brother. I had to touch base with Rick. I said, hey, man, when you go live, let me know. Let's get back on and shoot the stuff. You know what I mean?
Who's that? We got Versace in the chat?
It's been a long time, man.
Versace.
What's good?
Happy to hear you, man. I hope life's well.
This is Versace.
I dropped Shiba last year.
Wow.
Oh, man, you crashed it?
Yeah.
I got out of it. I saw what was going to happen.
One in the chat.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
I'm sure a lot of people did.
How you motherfuckers doing?
Yeah, I don't blame you, to be honest. I liquidated everything I had pretty much, and I bought a house in Florida. We moved again, and now we're just kind of chilling, just kind of regrouping, restacking up. All of our money's in our real estate investments in Missouri and our house here in Florida, and just kind of back to cash broke,
Congrats. Are you in Clearwater, or where are you at in Florida?
We're in it's like an hour south of Jacksonville in like Flagler area.
Nice. Buying any property in Florida right now is a good idea.
I think so. They're building houses over here like crazy, especially in this little community that we're in. It's just like up and coming. There's new construction all over the place, popping these houses up with pools and quick, man.
Oh yeah, my friend who's a coder from Utah, he went down to Florida and he bought a nice house with a pool and a big old giant net around it. I guess they got to worry about those gators or something, I think, or the cougars. I'm not sure.
Now the gators will come and chill in your pool.
I'd rather the Cougars come chill in my pool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, Gil Wallace. He is like the granddad of this community, man.
Oh yeah, where's
he
he
was
been?
Gil fucking Wallace.
Gil. He's like he'll give you an update on beef.
Yeah, he will.
And he's doged to $1.
You can get some TA.
Yeah, pro tip. Hey, pro tip. Yeah, I miss Gil. I hope he's doing well. Hopefully he's doing well.
Yeah, whenever in B's they're like talking about shorting or asking if I'm gonna short, I'm like, I ain't short nothing because I'm doged to $1.
Yeah.
Like anytime like the market's going down, I was like, is anyone putting in any shorts? Be like, I'm not short nothing because I'm doged to $1.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That whole song is epic too.
Dude, I pulled out of the Doge as well when I saw that going down. I pulled out of both SHIB and Doge when I saw the arrows going. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, probably a good idea at the time. Yeah. But I mean, it's hard to say. But if Bitcoin's seen a floor in this area or any kind of support, like if it's going to get long-term support around 20K, which might happen, Doge could be decent buys around here. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see long term if that's the case. But it seems to have certainly pulled up at 5 cents. Like it doesn't seem to want to budge past 5 cents for now. But yeah, damn, it's been bleeding ever since Saturday Night Live. It has just been bleeding. That 8th of May. That was a big day.
Radar? Did you guys see DAP Radar did like 300% yesterday?
Who was that?
Yeah.
The DAP Radar, it's an altcoin. It shot so high yesterday.
Jeez, no, I didn't see that.
Someone pointed it out to me.
Yeah, it pulled back. It's pulled back ever since, but it hasn't gone to its low, which is kind of interesting. It went, I think it was almost like up 300%. Right now, Stratus is up 100%.
Someone's asking me to have a look at a coin called CAD. I'll see if I don't have it in my watch list. I don't think, because I've never heard of it. But oh, maybe I do. Is it? No, it's not that Cadena. KAD.
KDA.
There's KDA. Yeah, maybe he means KDA. If that's the case, then I'll check it out.
And to the other person asking, do you think we'll see 20K within 24 hours on Bitcoin? It's so hard to say.
Yeah. Time. Sorry, I thought you meant some other price. Within 24 hours. Are we going to see a bull run? That'd be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, Cadena. Okay, so that thing has been hemorrhaging. Like it seems to have found support though. Like it's gone sideways for the last, X amount of days. But yeah, it's pretty close to nothing. Like it's $1.60. It's pretty close to zero. So it doesn't really have much further to fall. But remember, like the closer you get to zero, the more violent the change in price is. So yeah, you can get a lot of like micro moves inside of the lowest it's been is 30 cents ish. Yeah, I don't see why like this sort of range can't hold at $1.20, $1.30. That seems to be the current low. You basically have to turn the log scale on to see it, but there was a low here which caused this bounce and then also this bounce again. So that's like a triple bottom in a way. But yeah, that seems to be the level of support for Cadena, which is only on KuCoin as far as I can tell so far. If not, probably some other exchanges, but not Binance, which is weird. Yeah, that's KDA.
Bitcoin looks so ready to fall on this 5 and 15.
Oh, love it. Bring it on.
Yeah, man.
Someone's just hit me up for an invite to the Discord. Let me just sort that out. And then I'll check out the
Yeah, to that other gentleman though, Dan, saying, are we going under 20K within 24 hours? I think if we break 20,500, that solid number and where that 1618 put us when I drew it from our previous low before this just last candle that we got, that 1618 put us right at 20,500. So I think if that breaks kind of violently, then 20K or lower could be that next level of support, but it's super hard to say, like within 24 hours or within 10 hours or however long.
Do you think this is natural, or do you think it's in part because of what happened to Harmony, where they got hacked and lost over $100 million or more?
Oh, honestly, I have no clue.
There's so much
it might
distrust
have
in the
something
market.
to do with it.
Yeah, whenever one of these coins gets hacked, like what was it? Was it Celsius that got hacked not too long ago and lost over 100 million? Every time one of these big names gets hacked, the confidence in the market just goes.
Understandably too, though, you know.
But also the SPY has been going down, so there's a lot of lack of confidence in the stock market right now.
Yeah, it seems like everything's just been bleeding out. I think, you know, this upcoming election is going to have a big factor in the markets. Obviously, not just the stock market, but maybe cryptos and currencies and other stuff. And yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of things that are upcoming. Rick mentioned the halving in the next, 2 years, year and a half or so. We got a lot of big events, right, coming on up.
Yep, and plenty of time to take advantage of it as well. So
that's right.
There's plenty of time to jump on board. I don't think this train's leaving the station for some time. But yeah, even in this kind of like these market conditions, it doesn't mean you can't participate in trading. Like you can still, some of the alts still run, but it's just not as clean as a true bull run. It's not as easy, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I always, like I mentioned to someone earlier, like I like to trade the sentiment. When we're in a bear market, just trade your, your resistances, and if you're scalping or whatever, don't try and time that bottom or catch that falling knife or whatever. But just trade the market we're in. If it's a bear market, trade it to the downside. It's changing over to a bull market, give it, time, let it give you confirmation. Start trading that bull market, to the upside again.
Exactly.
I mean, like you also mentioned, having your, separate bag that's just untouchable.
Yeah, that's right. It's just the accumulation bag. I don't care if it goes down or up. I'm just accumulating. I want to get to 1 Bitcoin.
There you go. From 1 to 10 and 10 to 20.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Dude, Rick, are you following any of the alts right now, or are you mostly just?
Yeah, I like Solana. I don't mind Matic. Matic's pretty cool to see what it's been doing. Even Doge, that's starting to, whenever there's a bounce on Bitcoin, Doge seems to be one of the healthy alts that perform
starts actually
off
doing
the back of that.
Again.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them don't. Some of them don't even move far at all. Some of the alts, but yeah. Like VeChain, I think might be one of them that didn't really do much, or DOT. Well, let me just find out.
I can tell you there's 2 alts that I'm watching right now, and they've been getting higher highs and higher lows. So that might be a good sign for the alt market. Is some of these coins they're trickling slowly upwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So, since that crash for Bitcoin that we had, that really violent day, what was that? That was the 19th of June. If you compare that on the chart here for ADA.
Yeah, I wish I had said something to you guys because I was talking to Expectus. Do you remember Expectus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Expectus. It was around, I think it was around 22, 21. I go, I think this thing's going to drop to 18. If it busts through 18, it's going to 15. And when it hit 17, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, ADA, I mean, since that huge drop for Bitcoin, it's only come back up 19%, but it had a really good rally, you know, a couple of weeks before that, where it, you know, it came up from a drop, like 70% from this low here up to here. So yeah, it's good to see some coins just perform off their own merit, like off their own steam. They kind of ignore the rest of the market sometimes, but that's not the case with all of them. Definitely not. So you have to pick and choose what you think's going to do well.
Well, you remember the last drop, everyone was saying, oh, this is the first ST, this is the first ST. And I'm like, well, maybe. I mean, what was the last drop? What, 28, 25K? And so this one even below that.
Yeah. It's a pretty violent drop. I mean, Bitcoin's never been back below its previous all-time high. I mean, you know, crypto's such a new market that, I mean, there's records all the time. Like, there's firsts all the time. But yeah, this is the first time in its 10 or 11 year history that it's come down below its previous high.
Well, from that 80%, if you take 69K and I believe do the math for 80% drop, the lowest potential that Bitcoin could hit, according to its previous lows, is possibly even 13K. And if that happens, you're going to see institutions just buying up a ton of.
Yeah, I think they've certainly been buying through the current market condition, like where it is, no doubt. Like, the thing that probably caused all of this buying here, no doubt, was like big money, like entering in at that.
Yeah, whales are definitely buying.
Yeah. And it's not, they have to be careful not to buy so much of it that it sparks a new bull run, you know? So they have to do it over time, and that's why these accumulation phases stretch out for so long, like, you know, the multi-year winter, because honestly they're like holding it down, you know.
Yeah, I think they don't want the price to go up. They're not really buying on spot because they don't want the price to go up. They want to accumulate lows, so like instead they're just buying.
Yeah, just buying over time to sort of keep it under the radar because they don't want to.
Yeah, well, I think they buy a little bit on spot, but like I think what they do is they just, like, after it goes real low, they'll buy over the counter and then they'll transfer all their coins to an exchange. And then when it spikes a little bit, like maybe they'll buy a little bit on exchange to get some price action going. And when it spikes a little bit, they just sell all their coins and drop the price further. Like, they sell it on exchange to drop the price, because like when they sell it on exchange, it actually affects the price. But when they buy it over the counter, it doesn't. Like, so when they sell it on spot, like,
yeah, they don't, I see what you mean.
Like it causes the price to go down, but then they buy it back over the counter, which doesn't affect the price. It doesn't cause the price to go up. So they buy it over the counter, so the price doesn't go up. And then when the price does go up, they just sell it to drive the price further down. They sell it on exchange.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you heard too, but Fidelity, Citadel, and one other company, they are planning to open up their own exchange, or they're thinking about it right now.
There you go.
So that's pretty big news, because you're talking about Fidelity and Citadel. Those are pretty big market movers.
Yeah.
Fidelity has like over $1 trillion of assets. $1 trillion of assets.
I got $1 trillion worth of assets.
Yeah.
Right. You mean pesos? $1 trillion pesos?
Yeah, that's good for them. I got 2 trillion. Yeah. Imagine.
Who was that guy that had like a ton of Shiba? Who was that? I can't remember his name. Prolific.
Oh, Prolific. Yeah,
Prolific, yeah.
Prolific, so gifted.
Yes.
Where's he at now? Has anyone heard from him?
He's probably around. I haven't heard from him in a while.
He's in Static's Discord.
Yeah, Static's Discord.
There we go, coming down some more. We're at 20,630. Dropping.
Even Solana's coming down. Yeah.
I swear to God, I ran into. I think I ran into Prolific one time at one of the beaches up here.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I mean, it sounded like him, and we were talking about SHIB, and he's like, "Yeah, I bought a bunch of SHIB." And I'm like, "Are you Prolific?" And he goes, he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he's like, he didn't say anything. I don't know.
Yeah, the last time he posted in his, because he's got his own little channel in Static's Discord. It's called Prolific Facts. And he posted something on the 24th of June. So that was only 4 days ago. Yeah. So he's around. He's kicking. Yeah, he's actually dropping some facts. Let me show you. So he's got Bitcoin bear markets of 2013 went down to $164, an 86% drop. The bear market of 2017, 2018 was a peak of 19, just under 20K, as we know. That dropped 84% down to 3,214 at the bottom. And then the existing, today's bear market, yeah, I see he's like correlating it to the drops. So we haven't dropped in the 80s yet from the all-time high, I don't think. Have we?
No.
How far have we come?
We haven't reached that mark yet. It would have been 13K Bitcoin from 69,000. So 80% of 69 was about 13, what I mathed out last time. So we haven't even gotten to that point yet. It's still a possibility for a lower low, but who knows?
Another two things that, well, something that's concerning is that for the first time, Bitcoin is talking about doing first things. Well, it's actually falling. Oh, Jesus, push the talk. It's falling below the 200 weekly moving average for the first time, like ever.
Yeah,
or at least the exponential moving average. And also the RSI, the weekly RSI is at an all-time low. Like it's never been this low.
Have you seen,
like in Bitcoin's history?
Qui-Gon, have you watched or looked at the monthly on Binance Spot? I've been watching that, and it shows that Bitcoin is still in overbought territory. And I think if you watch that monthly on Bitcoin and Ethereum, you'll see when it will trend back upwards. But I think we still got some pain to go through before we get to where we need to go.
Yeah, I think there's some room to go down.
That resistance at 13K, I feel like is going to be when we had that first run up to 19. Those candle bodies, both that close and open, were at 13.6 or something like that. I think that's well on the table, right?
They had huge buys all the way down to 8,000, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I took a screenshot of it. I was like, oh my gosh, they're really hoping for that 8K.
And then there's the big old macro falling wedge that we're in too, if you've seen that.
And the Adam and Eve.
Yeah. But if you look on the weekly chart, there is a giant falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern, as we all know.
Yep. That'll eventually take over.
Yeah, but I thought it fell at the bottom.
It depends how you're drawing it. Yeah, depends how you're drawing it. The way I'm drawing it right now on my stream kind of shows that we're still inside the wedge. We haven't
I can't see it right now because
Watch, bring up Ethereum, Rick, and that same falling wedge. It fell out of the bottom of the falling wedge on Ethereum. But I do agree.
I had your YouTube up before, but
it's all good, man.
I'm just on my phone now. And that new screen's not up. Like
yeah,
in the actual.
I'll put it up in Discord as well. That's my share screen. There we go. That should do it. Wait, I can share monitor, can't I? Yeah, screen 2. There we go. Go live. So you should be able to see what I'm drawing.
Word, thanks. It'll let me go on your stream. Okay, yeah. All right, I see that now. So you're drawing it from the wicks and stuff.
Yeah, the wicks. I mean, you can do it from the bodies of the candles as well. It'll say the same thing, basically.
Well, I had that line drawn up, like the bottom line, I had it drawn up a little further.
Mm-hmm.
Like where it starts, like basically, like, you know how it hits, like it came down, like after July, like it went up to like 50 or something and then came down. Like that's where...
Right more and up, Rick.
That's where I had my bottom line drawn.
In between July and October, right there?
Yeah.
See it, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah, the drop between July and October. Right, that's where I started my bottom line.
Oh,
I had it drawn all the way coming down, but then up like it fell
from there, Rick.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Up to the right. No. Up and to the right.
Here.
Up at 45.
Yeah, right there.
There you go.
This fell. Yeah, that wick there. Yeah.
I know. That one.
And you know,
he's just like no.
We were in the world's. We were in a giant rising wedge, which, as we know, spells doom, as well. Like back through here, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't totally clean or anything, but it was still there. You remember this one?
Yeah.
Or it was
Squish your
sort of like
a.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe it's not a very clean wedge, but anyway, it was some kind of uptrend. It was kind of like a bear flag in a way, with a huge appreciation up the flag, but yeah, it fell out of the flag potentially. Yeah. We've had a couple of these wedges before too, like these falling wedges. This one got manipulated and it fell out the bottom. Eventually it leaves to the upside. So this drop here was a dude that held like probably the world's largest portion of Bitcoin at the time. He dumped it all at once and caused this huge sell-off.
That bastard.
Yeah, he was a Mt. Gox person, like one of on the board of Mt. Gox, and the government seized his holdings of Bitcoin. And this date here was when they gave it back to him, basically.
Which date? The Mount Gox.
Like,
So you're talking about way before.
Yeah, this drop from ages ago, back in 2018, November 2018. He got the keys back to his crypto and he dumped it. So that caused that huge bleed out. So you could buy Bitcoin for $3,200. Amazing. Not even that long ago, really. Late 2018.
He's like, I'm out of this. This thing's gonna die, and then it goes at 60K.
Yeah, how silly would he feel now? He should have just held it.
He probably still made it pretty quick. Actually, but no, he kind of essentially sold at the bottom of that run, and then that's what caused it to drop even further, and then fully capitulate.
Yeah.
Like if he had held it, might not have done that, and then I don't know, like maybe the next bull market it would have gone up higher, like sooner. But I mean, it even went up after that big huge drop. What percentage did it go up? Like not even from the drop, but right before the drop, it still went up by a good percentage. Like before COVID and stuff.
Yeah, I mean there was the 2019 bull run. I mean it wasn't an all-time high bull run, but it was still pretty good, and it went up 300% from that bottom back there. And even the recovery after COVID, like that dip, that came up 170%. Pretty good. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the catalyst for crypto doing this was COVID, I think. The catalyst, and also the halving. You could argue it was the more the halving event, but
yeah,
this was definitely like it was definitely a spark, because the COVID outbreak, like where it truly crashed everything, that was early March, and then the halving was sometime in May.
Well, did you hear what happened in March? The bond market actually crashed.
The bond market.
It's a lot of people didn't know this. I had no idea about this, but U.S. government bond, the bond market basically crashed, and they rescued a lot of the hedge funds with over $1 trillion worth of stuff, just throwing money left and right. It was like $1 trillion a day or something like that. It was huge. It wasn't really well detailed in the news, but you can go look it up. March 2020 crash. Worse than 2008, they said.
Jeez. I'd love to see the story of what caused the that drop, the Mt. Gox thing. Where are we? This is Bitcoin, right? Okay, good. Yeah, November. I've got it as the 14th of November, 2018. Let me see if I can find the articles about it. Gox. November 14, 2018. See if I can find a news article about it.
Come on, Bitcoin. Come on down. The price is right.
It had a pretty good reaction off of this downward sloping level of resistance / support that I have drawn. It was like making a bit on the 5-minute earlier, and then it just freaking broke down out of it. Yeah. But then it bounced right back up off of that line.
Right into it. Yeah, it came out of that bear flag and then back up into it right when Rick and I started talking. And then, yeah, we dropped right back down out of it. Found resistance at that previous support line of that bear flag, and we're coming down. But I'm curious how far we will come down. And then we got that Adam and Eve pattern. We were checking through the ideas on TradingView.
Here we go. What caused Bitcoin price and crypto market meltdown on November 14th? An analysis of 2018. So that's back.
It's just a big picture of me.
Bitcoin price and the entire crypto market plunged on November 14, 2018. The BTC USD pair dropped over 15% and hit a one-year low level at $5,390 US, a level that was last seen in October 2017. The sudden bloodbath was not restricted to Bitcoin only. All cryptocurrencies in the Alt 100 index experienced a meltdown. At one point, Alt 100 index plunged 12.43% in the 24-hour chart. Okay, what really caused the bloodbath? The crypto market meltdown of November 14, 2018, that led to double-digit percentage losses for Bitcoin and all other major cryptocurrencies, was caused by the mass hysteria among traders. This hysteria was triggered mainly by the pre-scheduled hard fork of Bitcoin Cash on November 2015, 2018. Okay. While some people feared that Bitcoin as well as Bitcoin Cash networks may slow down due to the BCH hard fork, others feared it might not work at all. There were many who thought that the software upgrade during the Bitcoin Cash hard fork may not go through at all. Some also feared the unknown, as they thought chaos will take over once the upgrade process starts. As traders across the board started to panic, they started selling. Once this selling process started, everyone got concerned. That's when they started dumping Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies, leading to a sort of crash. This is how the Bitcoin price and crypto market meltdown happened back then. There you go. So it was a hard fork. So what I heard as well was that some guy dumped all his holdings as well. The Treasury market in spring 2020 in the response of the Federal. Let me open this up. The Federal Reserve.
The scholarly article that was done. Yeah. That was what happened in March of 2020.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As the COVID crisis happened. Hell yeah. 10-year yield surge.
So it wasn't all the money that the government gave to the people. It was the money that they gave to all the funds to keep them liquid.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Like, I don't think the huge bull run was because of the stimulus packages that people got. The average Joe, you know. Some of that money, though, went into GME. You know, the people that got together and pumped. Yeah.
The naked shorts on GME were not covered. And so when they got called, those hedge funds lost. No one knows how much money they lost on those naked shorts.
Crazy. But the here and now, Bitcoin today. Where are we at? It's another red day so far. Yesterday and the day before were, 1.5%, 2% drops. So we're inching our way back down to 20K, I think, at least for now. We'll see if it's sustained. Anyway, I'm going to leave this running for a bit. I may as well leave the stream on and the channel open. Just see what happens. See if if anyone jumps in and talks.
Yeah. Rick, if you hop on my screen real quick, are you taking off?
Oh yeah, I can open up your screen. 1 second.
Just this was where I had my falling wedge. Like this big yellow one right here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that's where I had it, and then it fell out the bottom and lost the 200 weekly or exponential weekly moving average.
Yes,
but I mean, so that's why I thought as soon as it fell below, I don't know, I forget where it was that I was like, oh shit, it's probably gonna fall. Like down here, I was like, I think it hit something that I was like, oh, it's probably going to fall at 15K soon, but then had this super bullish reaction, got like an inverse head and shoulders, and then this was like a J hook, and this could be like an Adam and Eve. So it was like 3 bullish patterns in one, and then it traveled all the way up here and got hit by this resistance. Like this was the 200 weekly EMA. And I thought it was going to come down to 19.1 again, but it didn't. It only made it to 19.8 and then continued up. So I started plotting this inverse head and shoulders, and I was really expecting this inverse head and shoulders to play out, and it looked good for a while.
Sorry, one sec. I'm just getting a phone call. 1 sec.
Rick's Australian Outback to us. How may I help you? This is Rick.
We got kangaroos. Yeah, but not Adam. I thought at this point, I thought that this inverse head and shoulders was still going to play out, but then late at night, it lost this trend line, came back up and retested it. And then it also lost 21.2, right around here, the 200 weekly, or the 200 EMA, on the 1 hour. It fell through that. And I think on the 4 hour, it was the 50 EMA. So it fell through that too. So that 21.2, after it lost that, it just started to drop like hell. And I was saying the other night, or last night, I'm yeah, if it gets stopped at 21.5, it's probably going to make a head and shoulders, which it did. So the price target's down here, at 20,150, for that inverse head and shoulders breakout, or for the regular head and shoulders breakout, like the smaller one here, like
you see
which
that
is
Adam and Eve
what
right
what
there,
time?
that peak right there in the middle of your or the left side of your screen, that triangle peak. Yeah,
This
that one.
Yeah. So you're looking for like something like this?
No. Opposite of that. That'd be an inverse.
I thought an Adam and Eve.
Well, excuse me. Flip it over is what I'm saying. Like, do that you just did.
You're looking for an inverse Adam and Eve, like this.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that does look like an inverse Adam and Eve. So if that happens though, then we're going lower than 20K because the breakout, like the target breakout, that would be fucking. Let's drag this here. So, yeah. Hold on.
That's why we've all been, I think, not all, but a lot of people have been throwing those 10, 12, 8, 3K numbers out, because if some of these things pan out, it's a recipe for those numbers. You know what I mean? Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would bring it all the way down to the 786 at 18.5K. Like that would be the target breakdown for that. Pretty much, more or less. Like maybe even a lower, like if you put the neckline here, I guess, then it would be 18K, which I thought it would have dropped to before, but like then it started going, like it kept going steadily up. So like pretty much this I thought that this inverse head and shoulders was going to play out, but then what happened was when it came back up to 21.5, and I was actually awake for this. When it came back up to 21.5, I was like, oh, if it doesn't make it past 21.5, then it's going to be a head and shoulders and it's going to break down. And fucking sure enough, it did. And I had fallen asleep and I didn't sell the rest of my bag. And so like the rest of what I'm holding kind of suffered. And like by the time I woke up, it was already down here. But then like, you know, I was given some TA. Like so like this target head and shoulders was like, you know, goes to 21.49, which is like the 382. And then this also, like I saw this bear flag on the 5-minute, and I was like, yeah, if this thing breaks down, then it's got the same price target as this head and shoulders, because like, you know, if you take this like flagpole and then put where it got rejected from, then it would have been that same zone. But the thing is, I was like, what I had put in my TA was that, like, I also think it really could have a reaction to this line, which it did. Like, it bounced right off of this line and fucking shot right back up. And, like, now it's dwindling down again. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of the fractal from June 2020, like the summer lows or whatever. And I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe it has another reaction off that 20,500, because that's kind of right where it stopped before, and I had seen levels of support there previously, but it's like, I don't know, fucking it kind of got stopped abruptly. I really was kind of hoping that this inverse head and shoulders would play out, because if you actually go back, like this, where the neckline is for this inverse head and shoulders, like this, a price target for this would have been up to 25K, 26K, or whatever, you know, like if you take a measured move, you know, from down here to here, like this breakout would have essentially brought us like up here to 25, 26K to meet this like angular resistance, which would have been the bottom of the wedge that I had drawn. So this was the wedge that I had on the weekly, this yellow line. And like, you know, it made support on top of it for a while, but then like just fell through it. So I was thinking maybe we'd go up to retest that again if we got this inverse head and shoulders breakout. Why I thought this was this line was so significant was because if you go on like the higher time frames, like I'll just go on the higher ones to show, like, you know, like it hit right there and bounced right off of it. But, and like, you know, right here, like it was being used as resistance for a while. Hold on, I'll actually go back to where it actually begins, because like, you know, the first time it really used it as resistance was back up here at all-time highs, you know, in October, November, December. And so like you can see it was used mostly as resistance there, but then when it came down, it almost tried to use it as support, tried to bounce there, didn't, and fell through it. So it's been using it more as resistance ever since then. Like, you know, as soon as it fell through, as soon as it, you know, resisted right here and fell through it, just dropped another level. When it came up here, got rejected by it there, got rejected by it there. And then, like, you know, these were all short squeezes, like over, like in January, February, March. And then right here, where was the Do Kwon thing, where people were saying, you know, like he said he was buying Bitcoin on spot, like, you know, stated it publicly, and then it got it back above the 200 EMA. So like every time it's fallen below this line and the 200 EMA, it's had a drastic drop and like been rejected by like both this line and the 200 EMA, like at least here on the 4 hour. So like, yeah, I got rejected by the 200 EMA. So this, and then we're kind of in between here, but this was the whole Do Kwon event, and it got above this line and above the 200 EMA. We had that big run from like, you know, 37K to like 48K. And when we fell after that and lost the 200, you know, it came up, got rejected by it again, and like has stayed below it. But when it dropped all the way down to 25K that day that Terra collapsed, it bounced right off this line again. So I've been seeing this line as a really significant line of support and resistance. And when it broke out of it, I was like, damn, this inverse head and shoulders has got to play. And like, you can even see where like it did break out and met 21,500. It came down, bounced right off of that line, and then continued trend upwards. And I was seeing bullish patterns on the smaller time frames as well. Right. And it made a higher high here, but then it came down, and it didn't make a lower low, but it did make like, you know, it did come down to that previous low almost. And so I was saying if it goes up, it gets rejected by this 21.5, it's probably head and shoulders and probably going down to, you know, lower numbers like 20,500 or whatever. And then it bounced and wicked right off of 20,500. And fucking, I don't know, but this line, I'm thinking we have reactions to this line. Even if it goes down further, it would probably, like, I was picturing something like, you know, along the lines of like this happening, you know, like until it ultimately gets to its price target, and then maybe we get a bounce there. But I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, and it could be like, you know, it could fall even further, like to those 18 numbers that we were talking about. Because I don't know, like now all of a sudden, like I woke up and like this had happened. I was like, oh shit, I'm like, this looks super bearish now. And, you know, like I said, there's the head and shoulders, and then there was like this, like, so this was the target for that. And then this, like, if I scroll down to the 5 minute, like this was a bear flag and had, like, I had that same price target. So I'm like, shit, if it falls right through this line of fucking support, then, and then comes out, like if it, like I was like, if it falls through and comes up and makes it resistance, then it could just like end up staying below it for a long time and then ultimately capitulating down further. Which, like, since I still have some bags up there, I did sell like a lot up, where was it? I sold a lot up here, like, or I sold a little bit up here because there was like this little mini like cup and handle breakout somewhere around here. But like, so I sold a little here, and then I think I sold a lot right there, but I still have some bags in. Oh no, here's where I sold it, where it came back up and hit this trend line from the bottom. So it was keeping this trend line pretty well. And I was like, as long as it stays above that, like this inverse head and shoulders is probably going to play. But when I fell below it and then came up and tested the bottom, I sold like a lot right there. I mean, I figured I would just hold on to the rest. But then, and then all this price action happened, and I didn't really trade. Like, I think I bought a little bit more here. And then I was saying if it gets rejected at 21.5, it's probably going to make it head and shoulders. But I wasn't even awake this morning because I was up so late last night. And I watched it go back above the 50 and the 200, and they crossed in the 5 minute. Like, so, but I think it was, I don't know when it fell below. I think it had fallen below here. And then I watched it get back above them. So I was like, I'll just hold it. And then, like, I tried to stay up to watch to see if it got rejected, but I had ended up falling asleep, and then I didn't wake up until a few hours later, and we were down here already. So I've still got bags that I would have wanted to sell here if I was awake that I didn't get to sell. That, like, you know, now that we're down here, I might have to average down. I'm looking for a move up so that I can sell the rest of it, but I don't really want to sell it right now. So I don't know, but if we did, like, so when we had that bear flag coming, I was like, oh fuck, like that. And this was just earlier today, like when we had this bear flag on the 5-minute form, I was like, fuck, it is gonna continue down. And then when it broke down, like I had given that price target for 20,100, but then when it broke down, it bounced right off this line here, and this 20,000, the 20,500 support was kind of like seeming like a good support, or like a good place to bounce anyway. Like I had stated that before, like in like previous vocal TA that I had given. But yeah, bounced right off of it and then came back up and made this move. Like, what was that? Like, I don't even know what percentage of a move that would. Like, that was a like, you know, more than a 2% move just right off that line. So I'm wondering if it comes down and it hits that line, whereas it's kind of just trickling down. Like, I'm wondering if it hits that line again and has a bounce back up to the 200 at like 20,009 to test this line again. But I don't know. Whereas it has such a bearish appearance at the moment, I'm not sure too many people are going to want to buy. But like I do, that's why I feel like this line, this red line, is so significant. I'm going to leave it on my chart either way, just because it's been visited and price action has interacted with it so many times, like in the past. You know, like not even just on the lower time frames, but you know, like on the higher time frames, you can see like all the interactions it's had with it, where there was like this bounce here before this consolidation, and then, you know, broke through it there, and then like got rejected by it here and got rejected there, like almost tried to use it as support here, but like ultimately ended up getting rejected, kind of almost bounced, like it bounced here, you know. So I mean, the price has definitely interacted, the price action has definitely interacted with this line a lot. So I was really hopeful that this inverse head and shoulders would play and we could go to 25, but I'm not sure. That's looking a lot less likely now, like at least for this run, that this shoulder is actually, that this head and shoulders is actually going to play out, because I think it would have by now, whereas it lost this trend and this trend line and got rejected by it, made an actual regular head and shoulders. Although it's smaller, it's still, this one played out. So I don't know. I mean, at this point, ever since like this afternoon when I woke up, I was like, oh shit, this looks bearish. So I don't really know how low it's going to go, but I think that we'll probably continue to have reactions off this line. If we don't pop up and go back to test the 200, or like that resistance at 21.2K, like, which would now be resistance because, you know, it was support, but that was a crucial level for the bulls to hold. And I think that since it was lost, it might have lost the breakout for this bigger inverse head and shoulders. Like that might be gone now. Like it's looking more likely like that, at least a lot more likely. Not that too many people besides me thought it was going to actually play out, but it was looking good up to here. Like, you know, and then like there was this hard rejection, which was actually like, if I think I had a fib drawn in case that was the bottom and we were to clear this previous high, like that's where it got stopped, was the 786 level here. Like if I, you know, from peak to trough, like where I drew it down to 17K. So, but it like, I mean, it was looking good because look, it breached the 0.618 at 20,900, and then it was using it as support. It was like bouncing off of it, and then but then the head and shoulders, and boom, and then when we came back up, got like, we bounced off this red line, came back up, got rejected by that same 618. So I don't know, even though we breached it, we fell back below it again. So now it really doesn't look like the breakout for the inverse is going to happen, and we're probably just going to end up trading in a range like down here somewhere. So I don't know, like, or it could be like, yeah, maybe it's not quite this low, but maybe it could come, like, you know, be in a range like this. I don't know.
Time will tell.
Like, it could probably still react to this line, but
Notice that the alts are taking a bit of a hit today now because of this potential downturn on Bitcoin that seems to be playing out. The alts are getting hit because they all popped up because of this Bitcoin bounce, but now that it's been rejected at just under 22k, there's
now the sentiment's gone. This is total too. You can see it made this inverse head and shoulders actually looked even better, and it was playing out. But then now look, we lost the 200. I was thinking maybe it comes down to test this 200 and then goes back up, but these moving averages are crossing and curling down, so now it's looking a lot more bearish to me. And then this neckline here, it didn't really have the same reaction as Bitcoin did, on total too. This line didn't really react to that line the same way. It fell right through it. So I don't know, man. It's probably, people are probably just freaking out, and they're like, oh, breakout's not going to happen, and it's over, and that was the relief rally, and then everyone panic sells, which ultimately brings it to lower numbers.
So it's I mean that's just the nature of these bear markets, is that you're not going to have much of a bull crowd at this stage yet. The whole crypto winter thing has to play out, if it's to play out similar to how it has in the past after an all-time high, it has to go through this phase of reaccumulation all through here like that. And it feels like that's going to happen again at some point. I mean, we haven't really, if we're being kind of bold to assume that is the floor that we've hit of 17,622 as far as Binance is concerned. If we're assuming that's the most lowest point moving forward, then we've still have to travel sideways for some time, just like just happened in the past. But you could even get bounces that do go back up to 30k and then trend down again, and then it just depends. Got another super chat here from Dan Cush for $10. Thank you. To the guy that's talking, prove you're making some money, send Rick $20. We get it. It touched your line.
Why, guys? Send Rick $20.
I'll send Rick $20.
Yeah, me too. While you're at it, and Dan.
Thank you, Dan, for the super chat. Appreciate that, dude.
Dan Cush is making some real money.
Dan Cush. So we just have to wait and see. The classic line, we have to wait and see. It's that's almost my catchphrase. We have
Story
to wait
of my
and
life.
see. Yeah. But so far it's falling wedge. This big macro falling wedge. I think it's going to be interesting to see if this moves out of the wedge before November this year. Surely it will. Surely something's going to happen. Maybe it falls down the bottom, like a fake breakdown, which sparks a bounce, and then we get the uptrend. Who knows? But
on the weekly chart, there's a bear flag forming, and there was a death cross on the 12th. So,
cool.
Just a heads up.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to either direction, really. If it goes down, awesome, I'll buy more. If it starts going up, then sweet, I'm gonna start being in some good profits.
Yeah, it'd be nice. The alts that I have are kind of being stable, so I'm happy with that. It's not dropping too bad like some of them are.
Yeah, so I'll, just to reply to Dan there, he said, see you tomorrow for the daily close, hopefully. So I might stream tomorrow as well for the daily candle. And we'll see we'll see what today's candle eventuated to. Maybe it's going to be a big giant red dildo type candle, or maybe not. We'll see.
My favorite kind.
yeah, that's it. If we get like a big, 22% drop from here or something, that would be crazy. Yeah, time will tell. But yeah, the alts are definitely pulling back a bit from the last 9 days of rallying, which is cool. Anyway,
if you're on tomorrow, I'll definitely be joining you in here, brother.
Yeah, should be like roughly this time tomorrow, maybe an hour before that. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this stream up, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully, it is tomorrow. I don't see why not. But yeah, right, like around this time tomorrow, I'll be back on.
Enjoy the rest of your day,
the daily candle. Yeah, thank you. Have a good night, guys, and or day wherever you're living on the planet. All right.
That's right.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah.
See you later.
I'll come in now.
Okay.